Hey team, Coach Megan here. We're headed into a new training phase on Monday, and I just want to show you guys a few different ways that we can do a deadlift to really maximize your results. So of course, we're going to be offering the trap bar deadlift. We're also going to be offering the kettlebell deadlift, and I'm going to show you another way that we can do a deadlift with a dowel rod and a band for those of you who are still getting the movement pattern down. And finally, I'm going to show you the modification if any of the deadlift variations cause you pain. Then I'm going to show you another way that you can still work your glutes and your hamstrings that's a little bit less aggressive. So first one is a trap bar deadlift. This is the most challenging variation that we offer because you can make this harder by adding more weight. You can also do a trap bar deadlift with these plates raised up a little bit higher. What that does is it raises the ground up so that you don't have to go down quite so far. For those of you who have rods in your back or any sort of back issues, raising the plates is a great idea to help take some of that pressure off. So otherwise you can do it from the ground. So when you set up for a trap bar deadlift, you want to set up about hip width apart. When you reach down for the handles, arms are nice and straight so that we're going to load up the hamstrings and the glutes here. So arms are nice and straight. You'll hear me use the cues, squeeze the oranges. So what that means is I want you to imagine that you have oranges underneath your armpits and you're trying to squeeze all the juice out of them. What that does is it engages the lats. The more muscles that we have engaged here, the easier it's going to be to pull that weight up off the ground and protect your back, right? So when you reach down for the handles, arms are nice and straight. From here, I want you to watch what my back does. So right now my lats are not engaged. I'm going to squish the oranges and that immediately engages my lats. From here, I'm going to push the ground away, stand all the way up, squeeze the glutes at the top, drive those hips back, and tap those plates to the ground every time, staying nice and tight here. So that is our most challenging variation. And again, you can make that more challenging by loading up the bar, or if you need to progress that just a little bit because of back challenges, you're just going to raise up the floor by putting those on plates, and the coaches can help you with that. If you feel like you're not quite ready for trap bar deadlift yet, we can do a kettlebell deadlift. So same thing with the kettlebells here, we want to practice perfect form. So you're going to pull those shoulders back, still squeeze those oranges, soft bend in the knees, drive those hips back, push the ground away, using the glutes and hamstrings to stand yourself all the way up. And then finally, if those two things are a little too much right now, you're still kind of working on that form, then the coaches can hook you up with one of these dowel rods. We'll give you a band. It's going to go right, it's doubled up right in the center of the band, the dowel rod right here. I'm going to step a foot in each one of these handles, like so. And then from here, I'm going to set my hands about hip width apart. So what this does is it gives me that feedback to engage my lats. Because if I hold it out here, number one, lats aren't engaged. It puts pressure on the lower back and it's kind of awkward. So it kind of reminds us to pull those shoulders back, pull the bar into your legs, soft bend in the knees, and drive the hips back just till right underneath those knees, and then stand all the way up, squeezing those glutes at the top. And finally, if those variations cause you any pain or discomfort in your back, then you can always revert back to a two-leg hip dive. So that's laying on your backside, digging those heels right into the ground, driving the hips up, giving the glutes a good squeeze at the top, and then coming right back down. So those are 4 different variations you can do to work your glutes and your hamstrings. And again, those are coming in next training phase, which actually starts on Tuesday.